Goodness. All right, okay. So in the top position from no team at the moment is the yellow Zerg player HaNfy. Give it up for HaNfy. Woo!
Yay!
Yes.
HaNfy, you make me so wet.
Have my children, HaNfy.
Yeah. And in the bottom we have the green Terran player from ECV Visualize. It is Daz.
It's Dazzling Daz.
Hashtag Dazzling Daz.
Dazzling Daz.
It's actually a... Wait a minute. I look at the logo and I see ecvisualize.nl. It's a Dutch team?
Yeah, it's actually not a team, but it's an esports club.
Oh.
And yes, they are located in the Netherlands, or their base is in the Netherlands. So they have many Dutch players, but also players from abroad.
Wow.
Cool is that, right?
That's something I did not know, honestly. I thought that AC Visualize was a German team or something like that.
No, so if you are Dutch, or if you're not Dutch, if you would like to join this esports club, get some awesome training partners, why not visit ecvisualize.nl? They're a cool bunch of guys.
Wow, that's something that you guys might consider. Me, I'm not a player. I'm not a player. I'm a caster only.
All right. Well, you just said that you're going to try and get diamond on all 3 races.
Yeah,
right?
I do play, but I'm not a player. Like I'm only a player. You know what I mean? Just casual. It's like, sometimes you play soccer with your friends, but you're not training every day to,
Sure.
be a pro or at least an amateur.
Cool. Yeah. So you're not a member of any esports club.
No.
You don't have a coach.
No, I once said that if anyone will want to put a clan tag in front of my nickname, they will have to give me a 2-year contract with all benefits included. So I'm not joining any any team and any club anytime soon because, I mean, frankly, come on, who gives contracts to casters?
Frankly,
I mean,
who does that?
Yeah, no one.
So we see another safe opener for Daz. He brings out a Reaper. Actually, I got a second one queued up as well. So
Yeah.
he wants to make sure to scout his opponent.
Now the opening from HaNfy was he did go for a pool and then went for a hatchery. Boulder Zergs might go for a hatchery into a pool. Now there is one downside to that, and that is these 2 links that you have out right now will not have been out at that time. So, and your queen would not have been out. So
That Reaper is like, nope, not gonna jump up that cliff again.
yeah, now I'm wondering where this second Reaper will go. If it rendezvous with the first one, then these 2 links will probably be able to deny the SCV building the expansion there. And there is an Overlord of HaNfy's watching this area intently, so he should not move in with those links unless he wants to just scout the inside of the space, which he can easily do with the Overlord.
Yeah.
Micro too strong there for HaNfy.
Maybe HaNfy was also busy microing his lings in his main base. Yeah.
Probably was. So far, not losing too much energy on those injects. So everything is looking to be fairly standard here. Reactor finishes on the barracks. We'll see some Hellions popping out of the factory in about 40 seconds. And trying to harass more. And now those Reapers, with those 2 lings dispatched of, these 2 Reapers can join forces, but with the 3rd Queen out, they will most probably be only able to do some scouting.
Do you know what's something that a few weeks ago we organized a StarCraft workshop at a film festival in Amsterdam, which was a lot of fun. And there were people there who'd never played StarCraft or possibly any games in their lives before. And we tried to tell them a bit about StarCraft and even gave them the opportunity to try a bit of it themselves. And you know what a very basic thing was that many of the people who had watched a game of StarCraft with us before they tried it themselves, what they wondered about was, because I kind of drew the analogy with chess, right? It says, well, it's a 2-player game, usually. And you play on a board with different pieces. Of course, it's real time, and you have to make most of your pieces. They're not all on the board when you start. But a very important point is also that, of course, you cannot see the entire board. You have to send your units over to scout. And so what then was confusing for a lot of people was that as we spectated the game, we had a show match to show people what was what. And what was confusing to them was that we could see everything. So, right,
Yeah.
so who are we? And so it's important every once in a while to show, or in that case, to show the player perspective so that the people know that, hey, as a player, you don't see everything that we, the observers, can see.
Ooh, a nice job here by Daz, forcing a cancel on this third base. That is going to hamper HaNfy's economy quite considerably. As this is basically something you want to avoid at all costs happening to you as a Zerg player.
And against a few Reapers and a Hellion, it sucks to lose your third base.
Yeah, it does, especially if it was... I did not take a very good look, but I think it was over 50% done. So it will set back HaNfy quite a lot here. He's getting the lair right now, and the evolution chambers, he does have those, so he should start those upgrades. Unless he's rushing for mutas. There's the Baning Nest, which is something that you definitely need to defend against marine pokes and fast pushes. But this is not going to be that case just yet. The stim pack is finished, yes, but will... well, actually, it is going to be that case. Excuse me, I thought there was a tech lab on that starport. My eyes are playing tricks on me. So he is going to go forward with a couple of Marines, Medevacs, and Hellions. He can start doing double-pronged attacks at the third and in the main base, and natural as well with those Medevacs.
Bell, who do you expect to win, judging by the games that we've seen from these players before? Tough, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, you can have a player that's really good in one matchup, but abysmal in the other one.
Abysmal. I like that word.
Yeah. So, oh, those bandings finish up just in time, and Daz really needs to go back here.
Oh, kind of nice. Oh, the splitting at top.
It was actually very good from Daz, because most of the bandings all of them actually are gone, and this third base, this third base is gone as well. So this is a stroke of bad luck from HaNfy. I'm just wondering about what his go-to build was here, because I don't see any Spire being built when the lair finished. The upgrades were delayed. The Bailing Nest was, I guess, on time, but...
And there's an elevator thing going on in the main base, so Daz has lifted many of his units to the main, pressuring HaNfy even more. Ooh, nice surround though. Daz forced to pick up.
Yeah, he picks up, he goes away, but mission accomplished. I killed your third base. Yeah, finally. And at this point, you know, I think...
Look at that. HaNfy's forced to build a macro hatch inside his base.
Yeah, he needs to shake those minerals off of him somehow. Rebuilds a third base. Here's the thing: why losing a third base as a Zerg player is so damn damaging to you as a Zerg. Because especially when you go for this composition, when you go for Link Blink Mutalisks, it's because of the gases. You cannot build a composition including mutas only off of 4 gases. You just need 6 at least. So when you lose your third base, this basically puts a giant clamper on your mute account.
Yep, and also you miss an extra base with a queen injecting larva. I mean, it's
well, you can build a macro hatch for that, but
that's true.
It's the crucial thing is you won't have additional 200 gas per minute of mining, and we can see that manifesting itself right now as the Spire finishes and HaNfy is only at 400 gas, whereas originally or normally, if this base was mining before and did not get taken out, he would have had like 1,100. Or at least 800 gas, depending on how many engagements and bandings he had to build before.
And in fact, we see as I say, we see some Mutalisks being built, but it's only 3.
Yeah, this is not going to be a threat against threats to Daz at all. The missile turrets are just now finishing in all the mineral lines, so he's covering all his bases. He even has a bunker here at the third base, preventing lingron buys, and look at the partial wall here. I wouldn't be surprised if he extends the wall all the way up to here at the third base, to that choke, and then there will pretty much be almost nothing the ground army will be able to do. I mean, yeah, a couple of bandings can blow up the supply depots, and then the links can stream in, but you know, that's slowing you down, and you're expending gas that you will never
Ooh.
get back.
Speaking of banelings, did you see the baneling mines that are being set up that work as a scout, but also as, of course, a potential?
Yeah, but Das
as
scans those as he's advancing over the creep, so putting banelings on the creep is not the best of ideas, as usually Terrans do scan when they move on creep.
Right, but there's also a baneling landmine at the top left, top right, sorry, the top left, top right. Oh my God.
I see it, don't worry. Is he going to try to bait the infantry there? No, he just chases it with the lings and banelings.
Ooh,
Gets one full medevac. That was a good pickup.
Man, baneling landmines, they get my panties in a knot.
I'm sure they do. I have it the same way, man. That's why I like Tomikus as a player so much, because he makes Bane bombs and Baneling mines versus Terrans and versus Protoss.
Oh, the medevacs are getting caught by the Mutalisks.
Nice pickup there once again. HaNfy starting to show his micro, and again he's target prioritizing right now. And if we take a look at the supplies, though, Daz is macroing like a friggin' god. He's at 170 supply, and if he wasn't supply blocked at this point,
Sheesh.
he would be he would already he would be maxed in one more cycle.
Wow, you're right, man. I hadn't noticed that. Daz is really picking up this this macro thing. Here we go. This is a tough position for the Zerg, I guess, to attack from, especially with the Terran up the ramp now.
Yeah, there are. And this is a difference between Daz and one of the Dutch Terran players.
Euthermal?
Euthermal, yeah. Euthermal adds on, which is very interesting to me. Instead of mines, he adds on Halbats into this composition when he battles Link Blink Muta. Daz goes with the more standard Widow mines. And once the Widow mines start burrowing here, engaging with banelings will be a lot more difficult. We don't see an Overseer with the Mutalisks so far, which, that will have to be added on later on if HaNfy wants to start sniping those mines off.
Alright, so as 2-2 upgrades are nearing completion for Daz, he's posturing to make another attack.
Well, he's trying to bait those lings and banelings into the mines. All of those have been triggered, apart from one. There's not that many of those mines here to begin with, to be quite honest. So every mine counts. Oh, good baneling hit there for HaNfy.
Yeah, it was on some Marauders, though. I don't think
Yeah.
that's... there's more cost-efficient ways of dealing with Marauders.
Yeah, but look at the number of banelings that are
Wow.
now rolling in.
Jeez.
Oh, the mine! Oh, the mine! Oh my god! The mine's just now recharged. This could have been so much more one-sided had HaNfy moved in slightly sooner.
Very big baneling connections there. I mean, reverse baneling connections.
But at the same time, we had a little bit of a run-by at the natural base of Daz. A couple of workers killed there, not too much though. Only 10 SCVs have gone down. And we have an infestation pit going up here for.
Daz lost about 70 supply in that attack.
Yeah, that was due to the baneling explosions mostly. But at the same time, HaNfy lost a lot of gas, and he won't be able to remake those banelings easily. He does have 14 of them, and he's making even more with every ounce of gas that he has. And now he can try and go harass with these mutas. Wow, 2 shots to the bunker actually. Not that many Marines here. And now he can go into the main base now that the army is coming back. The Widow mines do burrow, but get taken out before they can fire. And yeah, right now this is the phase in the game where HaNfy will try to utilize.
Whoa!
Yeah, he'll probably take it down. Yeah. This is the phase in the game when, as a Zerg player, you basically micro your mutas, and you leave the rest of your army back home for defense. And you try to cause as much damage as possible while taking additional expansions and getting your upgrades up to speed with the Terran player. And you just continue doing this until you can transition into Ultras, and we can see the Hive just now being queued up for HaNfy.
Nice. HaNfy's definitely not sticking to lair as long as he did last game.
No, he's definitely moving up. But this is another matchup as well. You can stay on lair phase for quite a long time. Actually, in both matchups, but it's difficult to do in both of those. Slightly easier to do it versus Protoss if you go if you do a muta switch like we saw HaNfy do versus a predominantly gateway army. But well,
there was going to be an attack on the 5th base at the top, but I think HaNfy scouted it with one of these overlords.
Yep.
And has dealt with it adequately, I'd say. That was a slaughter.
That was a complete and utter destruction. And now he's moving towards this 4th base, joining his forces actually. And I think he can blow this up with banelings. Wow. Not even conserving the banelings because he has so many of them. And this is what I really like about this composition is the mobility. You can just go in and retreat before the army is able to react, but at the same time this will force DAS into a counter-offensive. So HaNfy better be prepared to receive the blows here.
That was like a Hollywood movie scene, right? With the and the bam, all the entire base blowing up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Maybe Michael Bay's on the development team of StarCraft.
Nice splits here by DAS, preemptive ones, and we're seeing a flank being set up.
Oh, look
HaNfy goes from all sides here. Not that many mines here. They're too close to the infantry. Complete obliteration of the weak marines, and the lanes and mutalisks clean up the rest as DAS takes game 1.